So, do you mind just introducing yourself sort of by name and what you do, and tell us a little bit about your comedy?
My name is Jack English. I'm a bartender professionally. I've been doing stand-up for about 7 months now. I think I was encouraged to do it since I was about 11, or thereabouts. Because I think I was funny in like a social rapport, like a conversational sense. And I didn't think I could do it on stage. I just didn't think I had the discipline for it. So I felt like I'd kind of been doing it all my life, like between friends. So I was just trying to keep the style that way. So keep it like conversational, or what I'd say again socially.
Beyond like that's the part of your routine that I remember. What other jokes, like what do you want to do? What topics do you want to do? Obviously, if you want to move away.
Anything and everything really. So I started stand-up last year, and I was having this real existential crisis. Because I'd been to university and I'd done film production, like heady ambitions of being film director, but obviously it's very difficult to do. It's very expensive to do, and you've got to rely on other people and getting other people together and schedule and stuff. I'm sure you can empathise with that.
Yeah.
And then full-time work and slipping into that, and then friends are moving away and everything's happening, and you find there's less and less time to really pursue these things. So, and I was trying to just find a perspective of how can I enjoy life? Because I do find it quite depressing. What possible perspective can I find? And it was at my great uncle's funeral, and my dad and I were kind of finding things to laugh at, and all these funny moments and just silly things that happened. And it seemed like it was really austere occasion, and there can't be comedy there. And I suddenly realised that there's comedy everywhere, and it was just a fantastic perspective that no matter what happens to you, it can be turned into something comedic.
Yeah.
So even obviously, certainly in British comedy, awkward moments, say The Office or Fawlty Towers, Alan Partridge, all the classics, they're all really awkward, cringeworthy moments.
Yeah.
And they're not fun at the time, but again in hindsight, there's something funny there, and it's a lot of fun to talk about.
I'm really interested that you mentioned that as well, because actually, oddly enough, some of my funniest family memories are of the day of my grandfather's funeral, because I think there is a thing where when things get so dark, people get really you go through that dark bit, and then people because it has to people have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And humour is we had a really sad, painful morning at the funeral, and then the night after we were just completely off our heads, because it kind of those extremes, they go together, because it is sort of a coping mechanism. And I think you see that a lot at the moment with the political situation, both obviously in the UK and the US, because it is so depressing.
Yeah.
It's kind of oddly it's a good moment for comedy, because there's so much do you think there's a link between kind of darkness and comedy? Because actually sometimes when things are alright, there's not much to kind of do you think those two go together in a way?
Yeah, I guess it's a release in a way.
Yeah.
I think you can only be upset or angry or disenfranchised for so long before eventually just think, ugh, and want to have some escapism or laugh or whatever. I think in terms of it being political, I could never do political material. I think I'm informed enough. I'm not really involved in it. I don't think it's the same thing originally. Certainly look at the sort of US end of things with Donald Trump. I think it's beyond satire. I don't think you can make a joke about it, because it is a joke in and of itself. The joke is just repeating what's happened in a way. But yeah, any kind of darkness or conflict of the self is going to be inevitably met with laughter, or some kind of just trying to spin it in a way that's more comfortable.
So sort of more personally, you said that growing up you were kind of a sort of jokester, naturally as a personality. Do you think of that as sort of a coping mechanism? Because there are people that I have friends who are very funny, and it definitely comes from a place of sort of insecurity, but there are other people who it doesn't. But do you personally, is it sort of a coping mechanism, or does it make you feel better, or is it just sort of...
There's kind of many phases really. So when I was a very young kid, I was the class clown, really hyperactive and did anything for attention, and I loved performing. trying to make everybody at the class laugh at the same time kind of thing. And then when I reached my teenage years, I kind of established a very comfortable social rapport being the funny guy. It was fine, I could just make people laugh, and people relied on me for that, and as any kind of like bullying arose, I could just put that down by being funny and affable about it. So it was real, kind of a social ease. But then depression came in. I was about 13, I think. I was diagnosed when I was 15 with having it. So it was the comedy came first kind of thing, and so depression almost interfered with that. And suddenly I wanted to stop being funny. I wanted to kind of lose that image, because I think then people could take me seriously, and I suddenly want to start talking about my feelings, and my friends would kind of look at me like, it's kind of uncomfortable, half smirk, like, is this the punchline coming soon? Is this going to be funny? So I found that very difficult, but then going to university, I found being confident and trying to be funny and being that funny guy made other people more comfortable kind of thing. I was able to find the right friends to talk about inner feelings and stuff. And I think I tried to run away from the comedy and try to avoid that for so long. But I think in a way, everybody wants to be funny. And so I've kind of got that, always in stand-up, I think, amongst friends, and acknowledged as that. So I think it's just, I try to run away from it, but again, in appreciating it, that helps me. If like you feel sad or tears of a clown, kind of thing, it's the cliche. It's not a way of immediately curing it, but it is kind of a reminder that I can be alright at times.
Okay. So going back, so you said you've been doing comedy for a year, is that what you said?
A little bit under, so last September.
So what have you done so far? So obviously you've done the stand, we saw you there, but what else have you managed to do?
When I first started, there was an event called Long Live Comedy, and that's held at a place called Jumping Jacks, Aptly, which is just above the Dog and Parrot. I did like double-digit amount of gigs there. That's a good place, really. I mean, that's where I think Sarah Millican started out there.
Right.
And that's because it's like a free venue, free entry and all that kind of thing. So get anybody and everybody coming in, like seasoned veterans and people just trying it for the first time. And I did that a few times. And then there was Heaton Community Centre I've done, Chillingham Arms, Cumberland Arms. Really just kind of like local bars and clubs.
So that said, do you struggle, like, I haven't asked anyone this, you're the first person, with pay on it? How like, do other places pay you, or is it hard to get paid to do it? Or because I know the Red Raw Nights.
Yeah, there's one I didn't mention, which was Alnwick Castle. I got paid £75 for that, and that was the only paid gig I've done.
Right.
I think I'm really inside of my first year of doing stand-up, and I'm not looking for to do this as a living just yet. So obviously it's something I love to do, and that is the ambition. But really at the minute it's just getting stage time and just getting experience with it really. So again, hopefully in the coming years, we'll get some paychecks.
Right. So you said you did film production as your undergrad at uni, and you're bartending now. What, like you say, you don't see yourself doing comedy professionally. What do you hope to do?
I think with comedy it's something I would like to be professional at some point, but I think it's really about just seeing where it takes me, so what that might lead to, kind of thing. So there's no real specific goal with it. I think it's just opening myself up to the fruits of show business, or something to do with in media, just anything really. I think just something that's a bit more interesting, something that's a bit more exciting. And obviously there are the dreams of filmmaking and acting and stuff, and I think it's a good vehicle to try and get into that some way, rather than being struggling with like a sound recordist or editing or whatever. Trying to be the talent, so to speak, and trying to get people to almost do my vision for me, which is the ultimate ambition kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll ask this question to everyone, so I have to ask you. Best performance, worst performance?
Of me personally?
That you remember, what, like one that you were proud of, and one maybe if there's one that you walked off and thought, oh, that went terribly. Had any that went terribly
well,
wrong?
thankfully I've only done a
terribly
handful
right?
of gigs, so I've never done like an awful one. I think the best one I've ever done was probably the ones you went to, and you recorded. So I was most pleased with that one. The greatest sense of elation was the one before that, so the second time I played the stand. That was the real feeling of heaven, and why I got into it. Just, it's just, so my flatmate works at the bar next door, and I went round immediately, it was just like chatting away, and, 100 miles an hour, like so excited. Like, I was amazed, and I just felt, she reminded me why I got into it in the
So
first place.
why was that? Why did you feel that way about it?
It just went really well, and I think.
You were confident when you did.
Yeah, because the first time I'd ever played the stand, beforehand, back at the flat, I'd had 2 panic attacks. I was sick, I was crying, so I was really in a horrible state. I was like clutching the toilet bowl and just like, sick and tears streaming down my face, and I was just thinking, why am I doing this? I've got the night off. I can literally stay here and do nothing. And like I'm doing this, what's really bona fide public humiliation. And then it went all right. And then the second time, I felt a bit anxious, and I find now I just reel a lot beforehand. So I'd lost a lot of the fear. It was kind of like able to get into it. So the first time I played the stand, I was talking a bit quickly and a bit shaky and stuff. But then this time I had a couple of pints, and I was delivering things really slowly. And there was moments where I had to do less of an act, because the audience were laughing for like 30 seconds and I couldn't get a word in. And I was able just to stand there and be in the moment and absorb it, and not feel that it was removed from myself, but I was right there, this is it, I'm living it. So it felt a bit more real in that way. And looking back, I think the reaction I had in my first stand-up was something that I felt I had to do. And that's like the rational reaction to what I'm doing, like I'm doing something that's so out there, embarrassing. This is what I should be doing. So I think I was able to remove myself from that anxiety and just enjoy it. It became the good gig. But the worst gig I ever did was at Long Live Comedy. And this was the first one my flatmate came to see, and he'd never seen me do stand-up before, so I had a good impression. But I didn't realise that the microphone was turned off for the entirety of the gig. And I only realised at the very end there was a bit of a crackle. I thought, I've just done that. And like the microphone's not been on. Because the week beforehand when I performed there, the microphone just didn't work. So we all had to do without, just project. So the acoustic was the same for me. I thought, oh, that's what the venue sounds like. Didn't quite realise you should have a microphone there. It was kind of the compare's fault. I think I might have loosened it. If you're not been active. But there's apparently, because I didn't hear them, but my friends in the front row were like, Mike! It's like, I just didn't hear them. So for the entire time, like the audience were kind of at an unease of like, he doesn't even realise it's unplugged. Just kind
they can't really focus on your jokes because they're too busy thinking about the mic.
Kind of uncomfortable. Just kind of, oh god.
Okay,
So